Hey everybody, I'm Ted. I'm the environmental manager here at Ross Creek, and I'm going to show you how to clean up. All right, welcome everybody to the janitor's closet. This is a space for all your cleaning needs, including for sweeping, mopping, spraying, your rags, your waste, plastic bags, and disposable cleaning gloves. First up on the cleaning list is sweeping. So for any big rooms, like the lobby, the galleries, the big studios, you're going to be using the dry mop. And this basically, very straightforward. You're just going to push it forward and it's going to collect all the debris on the floor. Sweeping, pretty basic, make your little dirt pile there. Take the dustpan off and get it right on the ground. Get that rubber lip there. And then just follow everything. Make sure you have all the dirt from the floor swept up inside. Next up is mopping. Our mops live right above the sink, and it's very important. These are on a rubber holder, so they hold them in place nicely because they carry a lot of weight when they're wet. Very important when you're taking them off. There's some pipes up here, so you just want to be mindful of them. So when you take it off, just take it very slowly and make sure you drop the top of it down underneath the pipes. When you're putting it back, very simple, kind of like the brooms, you just kind of start down low and then get it into place here and then just bring it up all the way to the ceiling and then they hold in place. Very important that the mop part sits above the bottom of the sink. So that when they're drying, that they can drip and get fully dry. I'm gonna take a mop bucket and some of this purple pine sol. Now this is the cleaning solution, and you're only going to use a very small dash of it, just about that much. You're barely going to see it in the bucket. And then come in close here. Your hose, you're going to take that off and you're going to use hot water and fill the bucket. You're going to fill it up until it reaches the bottom of this mop squeeze here. So when you're going to use the mop on the floor, you're going to dip the mop in the solution and very carefully bring it into the squeezing part, and you're going to twist it and then take the handle and put some weight down on it. Now the mopping technique we use is the figure eight. We don't want this is improper mopping technique. We don't do the push and come back because that just leaves all of the bits in one place. We want to take the mop and have a continuous motion like this. So we're always keeping what we're picking up in the mop while it's on the floor. And then once you've done a little area, you'll go back in and do the same thing. When you're done, you bring it back to the sink. You're gonna squeeze out the mop one last time, hang it back up. You're going to take the squeeze off the bucket, leave it in the sink like so, and then you're going to dump the bucket. Now this part should not be overlooked. Is the last step is you got to rinse the bucket. And you can do that with cold water. Very last thing is the hose has to be left hanging like so. now, put it all back together and put it back in its spot there, and it's good to go for the next person who's mopping. All right, so I got a wet floor now after I mop. I pick up the caution wet floor sign and I just neatly place it right on the floor where it's wet. And when I'm done with it, when the floor is dry, it comes all the way back in here. There's 2 screws above the sink and it hangs right back up there. Spray bottles. We use spray bottles for a few things. First one being a surface disinfectant, which is a bleach and water solution. Now these need to be emptied at the end of each day because the solution only kills bacteria for 24 hours until it stops working. So they need to be emptied at the end of each day and then refilled in the morning. So in the morning, what we're going to do is we're going to come, we don't want to get pure bleach on our hands. So we're going to glove up, take our empty bottle, open it up. All these bottles are labeled, surface disinfectant, bleach and water. Gonna take our bleach. We only need about a cap size full. So we're gonna go over the sink, fill our cap, put that, see I spilled a little bit, but it's over the sink, so it's okay. Close that back up, put it back up on the shelf, go to our hose, and fill the bottle with water, attach it back on, and then good to go. So that'll last me until the end of the day, and then I'm going to empty it. The next spray bottle we have is bathroom cleaner. Again, they're labeled and they also contain bleach, so very important to keep out of your eyes and your mouth. We have a few of these. If they ever get emptied, the refill bottle is here. It's the classic bathroom cleaner. And again, if you're refilling them or when you're cleaning the bathroom, wear the disposable gloves. Last but not least is a bottle of Windex. This is for cleaning and to spray on any windows and mirrors. Now, when you're using your spray bottles to wipe the surfaces, we're going to be using a rag. Our rag buckets are down here. The light blue has all the clean and folded ones, and the one on the floor, the dark blue, has all the dirty rags. It's also labeled on the shelf here for you to remember with some arrows. So if I'm going to be disinfecting this tap here, I'm going to put on my gloves. And, oh, that was the thumb. I tried to put my pinky in. There we go. Gonna get my glove on for my wiping hand. I could do both if I wanted, and I'll spray the surface and wipe it off. I'll put my bottle back on the towel rack, and when I'm done with the rag, I'll put it in the dirty rag bin and remove the glove. We got to go out to the laundry room to run them through the washer and dryer, and we're going to go head out there right now so I can show you. Okay, so we're about to go into the laundry room. It's the door to the left. Okay, so when we come in the laundry room, we're going to take one of the free washers. So this one's available right now. I'll take my dirty rags and I'm gonna spread them out evenly in the bucket. And then I'm gonna put my dirty rags bucket on the shelf labeled dirty. Then I'm gonna come over to the detergent. The strips in here, each laundry strip has 2 loads worth. They split in half like that. And when we put them in, we don't just throw the whole strip in, otherwise it won't dissolve fully. So we break it up and toss it around in the drum. So we'll close that. On the washer itself, we have load size. So it's a small load that we have in there. They're rags. They've been through a lot of gross and dirty situations, so we're going to use hot water. And we'll just keep it as a normal load. For options, we could do a second rinse or an extra spin, but we don't need to do that for rags. And then auto soak we're going to keep off. Once we've gone through all those options, we'll come up here and we'll press the start button. And we get that nice little song. The lights come on and our bucket should start filling any second. Okay, after we've started our load, we want to label it so that if anybody else comes in the laundry room, they know exactly what's in there and why it's in there. So on this fridge, we have little magnet whiteboards, and we have a dry erase marker and an eraser that always have to live here. So we're gonna take this off, we're gonna bring it over to the washing machine, and we're gonna say rags, and then I'm gonna put my name. And if I was in the youth leadership program, I'll say YLP, but in case that's not me, I'll just leave it blank because I'm Ted. Once I've labeled my load, then I'm gonna put the marker back on the fridge. Okay, once our washer is done, then we're going to move on to the dryer. Now we have 2 different dryers. This is a decommissioned coin-op dryer, so it's a little different to start. But first off, we want to check the lint trap. Now, if we let the lint build up, it's a fire hazard. So we always want to be constantly emptying this. This one is clear. There's no lint in here, so I'm going to put it back in and shift things over. So I'll move the wet stuff over. Again, we don't want it to keep it clumped up or else it's not going to dry evenly. So everything's in there kind of loose. This dryer here, we have low, medium, and high. I keep the temperature on high just to make sure it dries fully in the cycle. Now we're going to want to zoom in all the way back here. This is how we get it to start. There's a lever back here that we have to pull back, and then that kind of simulates. That's as if I paid my $1.25 or whatever and push that back. Now the light's on, we're ready to push to start. Now it's going. The other dryer, it's a little bit different because it's not an old coin-op one. It has temperature setting. Again, I keep it on high. The time to dry, you turn the dial counterclockwise and bring it up to the 60-minute mark. And then as the dry is going, it's gonna make its way clockwise to turn off. Wrinkle control, I keep that turned off, and then push to start is on. Again, the lint trap for this one is right here, built in, and I've got my nice little label on there. If you are cleaning a bathroom and you notice on the paper towel dispenser that it reads red, this one is reading green right now, so it's full. But if it's all red and there's no paper towel coming out, then you know that it is empty. So I'm going to show you what steps you need to take to replace this. So our paper towel dispenser is empty. We come to the back janitor's closet in the back hallway. Ooh la la. And we open up the door. There's a few different kinds of boxes in here. We have toilet paper, if we need more toilet paper. It's in the coast-wide boxes. And the paper towel is in the boxes marked Torque. So we open it up and we're gonna take a fresh roll out of there. We got our roll, now we're back in the regular janitor's closet, but we need to grab a key for the paper towel dispenser, which lives right here on the plastic bag shelf. And it's always got to be here unless somebody is using it. Okay, so we got our key. The key slot's right on top of this. So put it in, give it a turn. It's gonna open up. We're gonna pretend this roll is empty right now, but for the sake of this, taking it out, there's a black tab here that you pull back, and then it slides out like so. Now, we're gonna pretend this is a fresh roll as well. And when we take our fresh roll, there's one side that's hollow and one side of the tube that has this little black plastic bit. This has to go on the right side of the dispenser. So when it goes in, there's the black plastic tab we just pulled. The black part here has to slide in to the fitting right here. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna pull back the plastic tab and we're gonna slide that into the fitting there. And then once it's in the fitting, we'll let the tab go on the other side to go back in the hollow part. And then now we have our loose paper towel. And the way I always, because there's a lot of like rollers going on here, I always just come down to the roller and see where the paper towel is feeding through. And there's actually two arrows here. I don't know if the camera can get it, but just to let you know where to throw it. So I got a lot of excess here, so I'm just gonna roll it back up and I'm gonna feed it right in there. And I'm gonna push the tab. Eventually, it's gonna come out the bottom. Yay. And then we'll just fold this back up, lock it up, it's good to go. Okay, last but not least in the janitor's closet are the bags. For garbage, you're using a clear bag. For recycling, paper and plastic are separate, but you use a blue bag for that. We have small white bags here for any of the smaller garbage cans in the center. So when we're going to take out a garbage, for example, we'll take a clear bag out and we'll find the opening and we'll just put some air through there, shake it out. These bins, when you're throwing garbage out, there's an opening here, but to replace the bag, it's actually a full spot, a full one. So it's there. And then we just send the bottom of the bag in, work the opening of the bag all the way around the lip of the container, and then we'll close it, put the lid back on top, and put it back in place. Okay, if we have a full waste bin, we're gonna take the top off, pull the bag out. This is a very important step. We want to tie the bag together. So just like shoelace, we'll do 1 and 2 to tie that. Now, we're not done. We got to head out to the waste shed. I'm going to show you where we go. Okay, so I've taken the waste bag outside the garbage shed. Staff parking lot. We're going to open up the door and we'll place it in there neatly. Close up the door up top, and then there's another tab down below to secure the bottom of the door. So that concludes all of your cleanup need to know how, and I just want to say thank you for being here, and thanks for keeping our spaces clean and organized and a safe place for all the campers. All right, hey, it's good to go. Which is a bleach and water solution. Did my voice crack again? You smiled a little bit. Yeah. Okay, redo it. Go in. Ideally, the lid won't fall off. Action. Spray bottles. Spray bottles. How do we redo that?
Action.
Yeah, remember to say action. Spray bottles.